So you want to get better on controller, huh? Well, lucky enough for you, I have 7 tips that will instantly make you a better player. Let's get right on into it. Tip number 1, free build more. A lot of people who want to get better spend little to no time free building, and I promise you that you're missing out. Free building gives you the opportunity to perfect your mechanics and also learn how to edit faster and learn a bunch of new moves. So if you currently don't spend any time free building, I would recommend spending at least 10 minutes a day. And this can be like for your warm-up or even after you're just done playing in general. Just hop into a creative match and have fun for a little bit, because after doing this for a couple weeks, you will notice yourself get a lot better. You'll notice that your edits get a lot faster, your builds get a lot smoother, and you'll learn a lot of new moves that you can utilize in game as well. But if you currently don't have a good island to free build in, you can use mine here. This is my 0 delay free building island, and in this map you'll notice that I have a bunch of speeds on the wall over here. Now you can actually shoot at these speeds, and then you'll notice that your character will move slower. And this is really good because it makes it super easy to learn new moves. So for example, if you want to practice these ramp edits here, it'll be much easier if your character was moving slow, you know? But also in this map, you'll notice that we have faster speeds over here, and these speeds are really good for making you become a faster editor. Like, watch this. These fast speeds make you have to edit a lot faster than if you were just running at a normal speed, and I'm actually kind of struggling to do them. But yeah, if you practice this for a couple of minutes a day, you'll notice yourself get a lot faster with your edits. But this brings me into tip number 2. Learn a new move every single day. Every time you hop on the game or you hop into your free build, make sure you try to learn a new mechanic or you try to perfect one that you're already practicing. Like, yeah, if you hop on and free build for a little bit and just have some fun, you'll probably get better over time, but it's a better use of your time to actually sit down and practice one thing. So for example, if you come into my map and shoot one of these slow speeds, let's say you want to learn how to do a one-sided tunnel. Then you just sit here for maybe 5 minutes and you just practice this move here. Maybe before you start practicing that, you can like get warmed up and then just free build for a little bit. But after you're done with that, make sure you have a set goal in mind. So maybe you want to learn this one-sided tunnel, but then you got to set a goal for yourself. So let's say you can currently do about 3 one-sided tunnels in a row before messing up. A good goal for you would be to get 5 of these in a row, and then you can say that you're done for the day. But this can really come down to anything. Like for example, you might want to practice your triple edits. So maybe you want to get 1 perfect triple edit in a row, and then you can call it a day. So tip number 2 is learn a new move every single day or perfect one that you're already practicing. And once again, my map here is great for this just because of the slow speeds. So if you do want to try this map, the code will be in the description. And tip number 3 might be the most important tip on this list, so make sure you listen up here. Tip number 3 is to learn paddles or play claw. If you still play non-claw or non-paddles, it's not too late to make the switch to claw or paddles, so if you want to get better, this is something you should really think about. Let me explain. For example, this is a Hex gaming controller. And on the back of the controller, you'll notice that there's 4 buttons on the back. Let me quickly explain to you why this can make the biggest difference in your gameplay. So if you didn't know this, I actually play paddles myself, and I've used them for a little over 2 years now. And I can confidently tell you that I would not be as good as I am now if I never made the switch to paddles. This right here is a Hex gaming controller, and on the back, there's 4 buttons. You may overlook these 4 buttons at first, but let me tell you that they actually do make the biggest difference. So these 4 buttons allow you to always keep your thumb on this thumbstick. And you may ask yourself, how does that make sense? And I don't blame you for being confused, but what these paddles do is they allow you to remap all 4 of these buttons to the back 4 over here. So what this means is that you can always keep this thumb here and you don't have to take it off to press these 4 buttons. So in return, you'll become a much smoother player because your thumb will always be on this thumbstick. Like some people that play Fortnite are very choppy, and this is because they have to take this finger off here to jump, and in that split second, they can't move around. But a smooth player, on the other hand, can always look around even when they jump, because usually they play claw and they can press this button while also moving their thumbstick here. But this also works for claw, because then you just bring this finger over here and then you can also press your jump button while keeping your finger on this thumbstick. So if you're looking for a controller with paddles to buy, I would really recommend looking into a Hex gaming controller. This controller comes with adjustable thumbsticks, so you can actually just take them off and put them back on just like this. So it's off now, and then you can easily just press it back on just like that, and now boom, it's back on. Also, this controller has mouse click triggers and bumpers, so these sound exactly like a mouse click. And also these 2 paddles here are mouse click as well, and it's so cool. So if you do want to buy one of these for yourself, there will be a link in the description. Tip number 4, play arena or public matches more and just focus on W-keying people instead of going for the win. 2 things that people really struggle with in Fortnite are being nervous in-game and also their fighting skills. So if you solely focus on W-keying in an actual game, it will in return make you a more confident player and also make you better at fighting. To be honest with you guys, camping in a bush until you're top 5 won't make you a better player at all. You may gain some arena points, but that's not really what we're looking for, is it? We all just want to become a better player, because in the end, arena points don't matter unless you actually are as good as those arena points say you are. The most important thing about this tip is the mentality. You have to genuinely not care whether or not you die in that fight and return to the lobby. Because if you do care, then you'll just get nervous and you won't really fight to your true potential and you won't learn anything from it. So basically just W key people and try your best to win that fight. But whether or not you win or lose, just make sure that you learn something from it. Obviously it feels a lot better to win, but you'll learn a lot more in the fights that you lose. Because in the fights that you lose, you'll obviously make a mistake and you can learn from that mistake and not make it again in the future. So if one thing you struggle with is being nervous and not being the best fighter, definitely just try W keying people. You won't regret it. Before we jump into tip number 5, if any of these have helped you so far, make sure to drop a sub down below. I'm trying to hit 30k before the end of the year, so I would really appreciate it, guys. You need to practice your aim, my boy. I know you probably think that because you're a controller player, you can just rely on aim assist and not practice your aim, but I promise you that you're mistaken. Even just spending 5 to 10 minutes in an aim trainer map a day can make the biggest difference in your actual gameplay. So if you're still looking for an aim map, you already know that I got you guys. This right here is my very own Vizeloo aim trainer. And in this map, I have 6 aim training drills that will turn your aim from dog water to godly. So in this map, we have glider tracking, shotgun flicks, vertical tracking, 3D tracking, aim duels, and horizontal tracking. My 2 personal favorites in this map are the shotgun flicks and the glider tracking. Like, I can literally just spend 10 minutes in shotgun flicks and it's so much fun. But just because I play these 2 does not mean I neglect the other 4 over here. Now see, all 6 of these aim training drills are essential practice to your overall aim, so you need to practice all of them. So start practicing your aim, my boy, and if you want to play this one, the map code will be in the description as well. Tip number 6, play against people that are better than you guys. I know it's a ton of fun to completely destroy little Timmies in the pit, but you need to really just focus on versing people that are better than you so you can learn from them. A lot of people tend to play with friends that aren't really as good as they are, so in return, they're not going to get any better themselves. I'm not saying don't play with your trash friends anymore, I'm just saying make sure you spend a little time playing people that are better than you. Because in the end, the whole point of this game is to have fun, but if you do want to get better, make sure you put some time into that. But also listen up here, if you want to get a lot better, make sure you're versing people better than you in box fights, build fights, and zone wars. If you just get a little bit better in all 3 of these game modes, your gameplay in an actual game will skyrocket too. So start versing people that are better than you guys. Tip 6.5, you need to play more build fights. Build fights are a great way to get better because you can make a ton of mistakes very quickly and learn from them. Build fights might be a better way to practice your fighting than an actual game because in an actual game, you're going to waste a lot of time looting and running around. But in 1v1 build fights, you can jump right into a fight and get started. So this is what I would recommend, guys. Like I said, free building is a great way to warm up, and in that time that you're warming up, you can practice a new move. But after you're done practicing that new move and you're done free building, load up into build fights and then practice your fighting in there. Spend maybe 10 to 15 minutes in build fights and just work on your fighting skills and also what you learned in the time that you were free building. And then when you're done with your build fights, you'll notice that you're really warmed up, so then you can just hop right into an actual game and practice your W keying. Personally, that's what I do, and that's what I would recommend you do as well. Tip number 7, you need to find your perfect settings. Using settings that aren't good is the most common thing that people struggle with, and it can really affect your gameplay. Copying some pro settings is a great place to start, but they're not optimal for you or your controller. Lucky enough for you guys, I've already made a complete video on how to find your perfect settings, so click the video in the top right corner and I promise you won't regret it. That's all I have for this video, guys, but if you did enjoy it, I guarantee you'll love the one on the screen right now too. Make sure to drop a sub down below and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.